Hi everyone, and welcome back to a JaYo review. Today we're going to review Thunderbolts.
I'm back. I'm back
Yay!
again. Apparently, I don't know why, but here I am. Just saying.
And we are back. Saved by the bell. So today, as I mentioned before, we're going to talk about Marvel's new movie, Thunderbolts. And we're going to start the way I always love to start, which is with a rating between 0 to 10. And we'll start with the one who wanted to talk about this so much, MJM.
Since you lied, you can go ahead and start first. Go ahead.
No, what's your rating between 0 and 10?
Um, six,
6 out of
six,
10?
6 out of 10.
Okay. I'm going to be much kinder and give it a 7.5 out of 10. Awesome. Let's get right into it.
So since you give it a 7.5 out of 10, why
Hmm.
don't you give your raves? What was very good about the movie?
Okay, start with what was very good about the movie.
Hmm.
Um, I think we are in the wave of Florence Pugh, right now. Like well, not right now. She's been hot for a minute. And I think she's a really good actress. I think it was cool to have her as like the centerpiece of this and like her having to figure out things after, spoiler alert, her sister is no longer a part of this world. I liked that. I liked her trying to figure things out. Um, I liked the action when there was action. Like the fights were really cool. I liked the concept of Sentry, um, who is in one of the main peoples of this movie. And what else did I like? I think, and I, yeah, I think those are my like highlights. How about you?
For me, it was Sentry, the person who plays Sentry.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they stayed true to who Sentry is, because
Mm.
I know the comic books. Um,
I don't
I
know the
I
comic
really
books.
I really enjoyed how they brought to life Sentry. What else? Um, I did like the scene where they were doing the Avenger stuff, where they were saving people, protecting them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had that moment where Red Guardian protected the little girl, looks
Mm-hmm.
at her, everything's gonna be all right, and then I actually laughed. I thought that was funny. I thought that was the funniest thing.
Oh my gosh.
Um, I enjoyed the fact that the I don't think this was a superpower,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that Sentry could enter into other people's dreams and their nightmare, well, not dreams, but their nightmares, their worst fears.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cool.
Mm-hmm. Love
I
that too.
wish I got to see that a lot more with some of the other characters, but I don't think, looking back, I guess it wasn't really needed for a lot of them. But it would have been cool to see a couple of theirs.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it would have been cool to see all of theirs because if the whole point is to set up a new Avengers group and they're all equally important, I would like to get to know them all. I understand that I even forget her name. My gosh, but Florence Pugh's character is like kind of the glue of it all. I love that. That's great. And with Sebastian Stan's um,
Winter Soldier,
Winter Soldier, thank you. Those two, but
Bucky.
especially Florence Pugh's character. But I would have liked to know a little bit more about all of the other, and we do get to know. I'm not saying we don't, but like he was saying, seeing Sentry delve into the other characters'
Nightmares.
nightmares would have been really, really beautiful. Yeah. Hmm.
And just to see the opposite of that, like, nah, I guess the nightmares would have been, I'm like, to see some of their dreams would have been pretty cool too.
Mm.
I'm just thinking about it. But that also could have introduced maybe another character if they really thought about it, like
Mm,
the there's a character called Nightmare in
mm-hmm.
the Marvel in the comics.
Okay.
It would have been cool. Like maybe we get a glimpse of him,
Mm,
Mephisto.
okay.
Thought that would have been awesome, but they didn't really dive into that. So
Mm-hmm. And I kind of get it because I feel like they wanted to keep this shorter, right? This is a 2 hour and I think 17 minutes movie. And they
Easter eggs,
wanted, hmm?
Easter eggs. It's not
Yeah,
hard to do a little Easter egg here and
that's
there.
true. That's true. I just like understood like they wanted to like the the intent was let's keep it short and sweet. But the problem is, and I don't know what's going on with the writers of Marvel, but the pacing was all wrong for me. Like I was really intrigued for the first like 20, 30 minutes of the movie. I was in it. And then I was like bored here and there. Like I was entertained and taken out and entertained and taken out and entertained and taken out until the end. And I was like, what are we doing? What are we
Mm,
doing? What is the story that we're trying to tell? What is the story that you're trying to tell, Marvel?
mm.
You're so good at storytelling. You were so good at storytelling. I mean, let's go back to the first Avengers, right? Let's go back to Infinity Wars. Um, uh, what's it called? The other Endgame. Like, so even No Place Like Home, the Spider-Man one, like so good. What's going on with your storytelling that it's like iffy like that? Let's think about this more.
For me, it definitely was the lack of action because you name all those. The one
Mm-hmm.
that comes to mind for me is like I was telling you, Captain America, Winter Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
which was great. Like I felt like the action also with the like the whole story. I forget what exactly was happening, but I was in it.
Yeah.
But the one I love was Civil War. Oh, like oh my god, I was just glued to that the entire time, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
so perfect to me. I thought that was like the best. Those are the top two that they did all time. Honestly, it was so good. But with this, like, it was a lack of action for
Mm.
me, and then the fact that they spoiler, even though
Spoiler
like you
alert!
should,
Spoiler alert!
as long as you put spoiler in the title.
Maybe,
Um,
maybe not. We'll see.
um, the fact that they killed Taskmaster off. What? First of all, you don't have a helmet that's bulletproof.
Right. Like that make it make
What the
sense.
what are we doing?
Right.
And if you kill her off, and like the person who kills Taskmaster off was Ghost,
Uh-huh.
at least allow her to face her hand in. I
Mm.
don't know if she. I'm thinking of Kitty
Oh yeah,
Pryde.
that makes sense.
I'm thinking of Kitty Pryde. That's a mutant. But if she like, it would have been like she just shoots her.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. That was
Anticlimactic AF.
I hated that.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't get to see Sentry really get put to work.
Agreed. I wanted Sentry to be way more of a villain, to be honest.
I'm talking about actual fight.
Oh, fighting too.
Like
Yes.
actual fight. Like you get this all powerful character and he's fighting a bunch of like low like street level type characters.
Mm.
Like I wish like it was more of a big bad
Mm.
in the situation, but that's not the story that they were trying to tell,
Right.
which I understand. But it's a Marvel character at the end of the day. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted a little bit more. That's all.
Yeah, I wanted more, like I said, of a fight because we could tell that this character was important, that he was going to be
Hmm.
like that was clear. And we were given, little bits and pieces of like, uh, of how to say extraordinary his powers were going to be and all of that. And then when it happened, like I love the fact that this movie deals a lot with depression, and I know that's why so many people vibe with it and are so like, yes, we love this movie, and I totally get that. I think they could have done an even better job with that whole thinking of depression, including how to tie it between Sentry and the rest of the gang, because they're all dealing with depression at
Depression,
different
yeah.
levels too. And yet we don't really, really get to like dive into that except for with Yelenia and with like a little bit her father and with Sentry. Like and a little bit Captain America
Bucky.
Bucky
Oh,
barely,
you talking about
barely.
Agent?
The guy
The
who's
guy,
like
agent.
trying to be Captain America's, you know.
It's interesting that you said that
Mm-hmm.
because now that the more I think about it,
Mm.
it would have been even better to have Bucky
Be the central character, you mean?
because he did a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He did. He's been through a lot. He even says it like I had to walk. I forget the exact line he said, but he said something about having to relive and see
Mm-hmm.
all the atrocities he did.
Right.
But he wasn't the one to actually talk to Sentry, which I thought.
No.
Now that I think about it, was a very interesting choice not to do.
Because they wanted to
Yeah.
send her to Yelenia, which I get.
Why?
But um
Why the push for Yelena? Because we're not
Yelena?
we didn't get introduced into Black Widow.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. Like
I know you're like, I hate her.
I don't hate her. I'm just like, why are they doing Black Widow now after the sacrifice that she did? Like, I didn't get it.
Oh, I think it was like the studio's issues. But anywho, because I think there's been a big push in Marvel Cinematic Universe to center women's stories. And the problem is they're doing it all in the wrong way. The Marvels, for example, was not great, even though they had really great characters. The story in and of itself was like, there was, I think, lots of great ideas and poor execution. And I think this is another example of we are trying to show we care about women and we care about women's stories, but yet you don't have the foresight and the thought process to really develop it in a way that we're like, yes, like we want to know more. We were writing for them and all of that. I think for me, for the most part, I was with Yelena, you know, for most of the movie. Um, I just think they could do way better. This wasn't a great story, though, overall, to highlight her, in my opinion.
Mm,
That's all.
mm.
And Winter Soldier, he's had a chance to be highlighted. I think that's why they didn't want to highlight him in Thunderbolts, is because he had Winter Soldier, where we got to know him. And we've seen his story develop in other movies here and there. Could he get another movie? For sure, about him that centers him? Sure. But we're not as intrigued about him as we are about other superheroes or whatever you want
So
to call
you
them.
were intrigued by it with Yelena. You
I
was
am.
okay.
Especially, you know, she's complicated. She's complicated. She's been through a lot of stuff. She's still going through a lot of stuff. She has lots of resentment. She's not as clean cut and as, you know, um, she's very different from her sister, Black Widow, which I love. Yeah.
If that's the case, then I wanted to know more about Ghost. I really thought she was
Ghost is cool. I want to know more about Ghost too,
like
but I want a movie about
they
Ghost.
didn't really
Talk
expand
about
on
her at
her.
all.
I was
Yeah, in the
like,
movie, which was crazy for me.
okay,
I'm like, you're she's a part of the new Avengers, and yet we don't know much about her. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that
they
either.
I don't know. They should at least gave her one of her like what's the thing that she fears the most? Being
Mm-hmm.
erased from existence.
Right.
Not being seen. I don't know. That they should expand on her a little bit more.
Agreed.
Mm. Anything else about this movie?
Mm-mm. What? I don't know. Anything else that like you either really loved or really hated?
I like some of the callbacks, yeah.
Mm.
Especially with Bucky. If you really, I didn't realize it at the time, but
Mm-hmm.
the way he took down the Red Guardian when they were trying to, he thought that he was on the side and he was getting away.
Yeah.
It's like a callback to the Winter Soldier, which I
Okay.
thought was pretty cool. I
Mm.
actually enjoyed that.
Okay.
The senator,
Uh-huh.
I forget the actor who plays
Oh,
the senator.
Wendell.
Yeah,
He's coming to DC to play Othello actually very soon. So that's really exciting.
everybody's doing the fellow now.
I'm telling you.
They're just like, oh,
Because well, Othello is always epic. I'm always surprised that it's not done more, to be honest. I love Othello. I want to be Othello again.
Mm, 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 mm.
Anything else?
No. Like I said, stand by my ratings. That's it.
Do you still recommend people go watch it? I think it's entertaining. I say go watch it, especially if you have time to burn. Like I don't see it as
Go see
something not to
Sinners
watch it.
again. That's what you need to do. If you
Oh
got time to burn, go
gosh.
see Sinners again.
Obsessed. He's obsessed. I love
That
Sinners,
movie
but I'm
was
not obsessed.
great.
I'm
Oh
not
my
obsessed.
gosh.
I'm not obsessed. Maybe I'll be more obsessed if I watch it a second time, but for now, it's
That's
fine.
fine. I'm not. I wouldn't recommend you go see Thunderbolts. I think it's one and done. One and done.
But we are super, super, super interested in your thoughts. Are you sick and tired of Marvel? Do you still want more content? Are you excited for Fantastic Four? I think that's
Oh, that's like the
the
Easter
next
egg.
thing.
I was just I mean, yeah, you're connecting it, but I wasn't. I'm not excited about Fantastic Four either. I'm just. I seen the trailer. I was just like, all right.
He's not a fan. Whereas I'm like, yeah, I'll go watch it. Yeah. I'm not like, oh, I have to watch it, but like, I'm like, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
I'm here for it. I like interesting stories, so
What about Megan too? You intrigued by that?
I think that's so dumb.
Okay, we can
The
agree on
first
that.
one was it was trailers at the movie theater that we saw. The first one was already like fine. It was interesting. Like, and even though it's not a new concept, like hello, we've seen this concept done a million bajillion times. Especially if you're super into dystopian stories, which I am.
Megan
I'm
too.
huge. No, the first one, Morgan one. It's not a new concept, but no, the second one they're trying to do something different with it. But I don't need it.
Yeah.
I like other dystopian stuff. That's why I watch Black Mirror, because they usually do interesting and new concepts that I'm interested in that are dystopian. Or there are tons of books out there that need to be adapted into movies. I can't wait for any Neil Shusterman book to be made into a TV show or a movie. Like, let's go. Or V.E. Schwab. Come on now. Why is there not a movie or a TV show done
What the
about
hell are
any
you talking about?
darker shade of magic? It's okay. It's okay. Dystopian stuff. It's really good.
See,
It's really good.
I need to go to the library because I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
It's not hard to
We need to
have
get a couple
fun
Dr. Seuss's
when
up
you
there. I'm
got
just
a
saying.
library
Bring back
card.
Lorax. That jank was tough.
I thought Lorax they did a didn't they do
They can do a
something?
third one.
Oh, there have been movies then about the Lorax. I
I
just
know.
haven't seen it.
Need
Okay,
to bring
cool.
it back. Bring back Shark Tale. Let Will Smith smack a fish. I don't know. Like
No, let's do some new content, original content, please.
that Shark Tale was original. What are you
Oh,
talking about?
was it? Oh, I'm glad. I never saw Shark Tale. Wow, the
This
haterade
is
is
crazy.
wild. The haterade is wild.
Crazy. Oh my goodness.
And on that note, go see Thunderbolts or don't. Let us know your thoughts below. I hope to catch you at our next review. Bye, everyone.
Review.
Oh, yeah, I was like, where's the music at?